comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The happy world of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news. The headlines. Zambia must prosper leader sounds a warning against alleged impaired engineering UNZA student dies after falling from Somali ex-soldier ordered to pay bloody money after clashes. This news bulletin is also streaming live on the 5FM Facebook page and YouTube channel. With the main news in detail, Herbert Mutabi. Opposition Zambia must prosper leader Kelvin Bwalyafuve has warned the UPND administration that the party will begin to consider legal as well as political actions if it continues to see impaired sort of governance experienced today. In a statement, Mr. Bwalya says what the party has seen from the police and other institutions of governance, taxpayers' money being wasted on guarding private institutions like the Patriotic Front, PF Secretariat, guarding persons such as one individual arriving at an airport just because he is in line with what the party in government believes as democracy will not be tolerated anymore. He says that the Zambia must prosper has now declared that it will be the protector of Zambia's democracy in line with other progressive opposition parties. Mr. Bwalya says the stakeholders will not allow the government in power to abuse its power, to misuse its power and misuse government resources and government institutions to the levels that it has done this far. A second-year University of Zambia UNZA student from the School of Engineering has died after falling from the rooftop of the block. Confirming the development, police spokesperson Ray Hamonga says that Charleston police today at 03 hours recorded a report of sudden death which occurred between 30 minutes past midnight and 0130 hours at Block Africa 1 of the University of Zambia Great East Road campus. Mr. Hamonga says that the report was made by UNZASU President Vincent Musilikani that a second-year student from the School of Engineering, Davis Anguni, who was aged 21, had fallen off from the rooftop of Block Africa 1 when the deceased was drinking beer with two other students. He says that the body has been transferred from Levi Manawasa General Hospital to the University Teaching Hospital mortuary, awaiting a post-mortem and burial. Mr. Hamonga says that the next of kin lives in Mongu and has been informed. He said after inspection, the body seems to have sustained a fractured neck. No physical injuries were observed, only bleeding from both the nose and mouth. The Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, has officially commenced the distribution of the second batch of the recently procured 7,000 health center kits. The 7,000 health center kits were subjected to mandatory quality control and assurance process conducted by Zambia Medicines Regulatory Authority, ZAMRA, before they could be distributed to the health facilities across the country. ZAMSA Senior Manager for Public Relations, Bradley Chingowe, says that the distribution of the kits will start with public health facilities in Northwestern Province, as they seem to be in fundamental need of essential medicines and medical supplies. Mr. Chingowe says that these areas will subsequently be followed by the rest of the facilities across the country. He has added that ZAMSA intends to conclude the distribution of the health center kits within a period of 2 months. Mr. Chingowe says this implies that ZAMSA would have delivered the 7,000 health center kits to the over 3,000 public health facilities in Zambia by the 23rd of December 2023. He says that the distribution of the health center kits will bring to total 14,100 kits distributed this year.
Distribution of these kits will start with public health facilities in the Northwestern Province, as they seem to be in a fundamental need of essential medicines and medical supplies. These areas will subsequently be followed by the rest of the facilities across the country. According to the ZAMSA schedule, we intend to conclude the distribution of these health center kits within a period of 2 months. The implication of this is that we would have delivered the 7,000 health center kits to the over 3,000 public health facilities in Zambia by the 23rd of December 2023.
The Ministry of Technology and Science says that the government will continue to provide an enabling policy and legal environment for institutions such as Evelyn Horn College to thrive. Ministry Permanent Secretary Dr. Brilliant Habenzu says as a result, the government has embarked on the review of the TVETA Act to ensure that provisions are included that will support the transformation of Evelyn Horn College into a polytechnic university college as envisioned in the current strategic plan. Dr. Habenzu also says government is aware of the shortage of classroom space, science and computer laboratories, limited boarding space, and need to improve staff emoluments and general conditions of service, to mention a few. He, however, noted that most of these challenges are capital-intensive projects which require huge sums of money and will take a bit of time to actualize, considering the limited resources available. Dr. Habenzu has therefore urged the board and management that they need to engage each other in consultative meetings so that long-lasting solutions are found to some of the difficulties being faced. The Permanent Secretary read the speech on behalf of the Technology and Science Minister, Felix Mutati, delivered at the 56th Evelyn Horn College graduation ceremony held today, 3rd of November 2023. In other news trending this evening, the Zambia National Farmers Union, ZNFU, has applauded the government for the approval of the statutory instrument on the National Pension Scheme Penalty Waiver Regulations 2023. Governance expert and human rights advocate Wesley Mianda says the 14 sitting days of suspension which Speaker Mautia slapped on independent Member of Parliament for Petauke Central, J. Banda, should be a warning to all members of Parliament who have the habit of conducting themselves in a disorderly manner. Up next, business news.
5
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
24 beneficiaries of the Constituency Development Fund empowerment loans, consisting of companies and clubs, have been successfully trained in financial literacy by the Zambia National Commercial Bank. The objective of the training was to equip the beneficiaries with the necessary knowledge and skills to utilize the funds prudently. Addressing the beneficiaries, Gwembe Town Council Secretary Maliwa Muchu emphasized the significance of utilizing the allocated resources judiciously. Engineer Muchu explained that it is mandatory for loan recipients to undergo training before the funds are disbursed into their accounts. Engineer Muchu has urged the beneficiaries to exercise prudence in the use of the empowerment loans, stressing that the loans are not grants but rather a revolving fund that requires repayment for others to benefit.
What we want at the end of the day is to have local economic development. The money has to remain within Gwembe. The money has to be used by our people. What we are saying is that a small number, and this time because government has increased the CDF to 30.6 million cash, meaning that even the percentage of the loans has gone up and will give a good number of people. So we're calling upon well-meaning people from Gwembe district to come through and apply for these loans. Give us proposals, better proposals. We do have a lot of contractors around here, the local contractors. Those contractors, they need stones. So if you're in an area where there is quarry,
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In foreign news, a Somali military court has sentenced a former soldier to 10 years in prison and ordered him to pay bloody money to the family of a police officer killed in clashes in August. The court issued the verdict against Shego Ahmed Ali, a militia leader, on Thursday following a one-day trial in the capital Mogadishu, the state-owned Sona news agency reports. It also sentenced militiaman Ahmed Muhammad Hassan to death and handed 18 others various jail terms ranging from 6 months to 3 years. Here's a roundup from the BBC.
The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said humanitarian pauses in the fighting in Gaza were an important part of his discussions with Israeli leaders during his visit to Tel Aviv. While reiterating Washington's support for Israel's right to defend itself, Mr. Blinken said more had to be done to protect Palestinian civilians. He also said he discussed steps to allow more aid in amid hopes for peace across the region. The leader of the Iranian-backed Hezbollah movement in Lebanon has praised Hamas for its assault on Israel last month, in which about 1,400 people, most of them civilians, were killed. Fighting is continuing in Gaza, where the Israeli military says its forces have now completely encircled Gaza City in the north. They're engaged in face-to-face battles with Hamas fighters in a dense built-up area that Israel says is the center of the group's infrastructure. The United Nations says more than 25,000 people have now been displaced in Myanmar by intense fighting between the ruling military and ethnic insurgents in the northeast.
In sports news, the Zambia Police Intellectual Property Unit, IPU, has seized 89 suspected counterfeit replica jerseys from Teach B Investments shop in Kamwala area of Lusaka. The shop is owned by Mike Walia Chibale, aged 45, of Silverest area in Chongwe. Football Association of Zambia is the rightful holder of the replica jerseys branded Copper, which is legally registered. The unit seized 89 suspected counterfeit replica jerseys valued at 40,050 kwacha. Police have since arrested and charged Mike Walia Chibale, aged 45, for the offense of make, import, or have in his possession, uncovering, label, reuse or any reproduction, replica, or representation of a trademark or mark as to be likely to deceive for the purpose of applying them to goods contrary to the Merchandise Marks Act, Chapter 405 of the laws of Zambia. The accused will appear in court soon. FAZ General Secretary Ruben Kamanga has thanked the Zambia police for having continuously conducted fake replicas. Up next is the evening weather report. Stay tuned.
Last Econ Roofing Africa.
Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Econ.
Western, Northwestern, Copperbelt, Central, Wapula, Northern and Muchinga provinces will be partly cloudy, windy at times and warm to mild with isolated rain. Southern, Lusaka and Eastern provinces will be partly cloudy, windy at times and warm to mild. Ends the weather report for the evening.
In Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
That item brings us to the end of the main news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. Zambia must prosper. Leader sounds a warning against alleged impaired governance. Second-year engineering UNZA student dies after falling from rooftop. Somali ex-soldier ordered to pay bloody money after clashes. For more news, follow us on Facebook at 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, I thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Herbert Mutabi.